Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, the one and only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland, of Utah 1-1 crossing in the woods. In the south, it's Barbarossa fighting over the German army with a 4 pioneer opening. What is it with all these heavy pioneer openings? There's the north, DevM fighting for democracy and liberty here with the US 1st Infantry versus the Germans 90th.
Scout squad is ready.
Hands are going to need to be shorn. Triple scouts for DevM and Weapons Support Center. As always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and wonderful support to the Propagandacast. And a big thanks for commenting and liking on them. Perhaps I mentioned with the YouTube algorithms putting out the videos for the difficult people. Also, my apologies if I'm sounding more sick again. And last Friday in the bus, someone just as I sit right behind me in an almost empty bus and sneezed at me, and I think I managed to catch the flu.
Scouts are deployed into the field.
Yeah, apparently I've been blessed by Grandfather No. But anyways, we got Coastal Defence out of Barbarossa, DevM model, holding a bit back there on his pecs. Could be airborne, could be weapons, obviously, and armor, which has definitely seen a bit of resurgence with this patch. Okay, we got Grenadiers of Barbarossa, so no coastal service, at least on the surface out of him. Westford's got the Pioneers poking forwards. Got catching the Pioneers here. Now the Eastern Munitions. There you go, first Grenadiers got ready for Barbarossa and Das Vaterland. 30 cal team there, like the first of many arriving here for DevM and Democracy. Pioneers when the scouts are going in. Happy got 30 cal there within theoretical range to support the scouts. Pioneers moving up, withdrawing here. West side, bit of progress well here for Barbarossa. There we go, another 30 cal for DevM. Very much anticipated. With these types of builds. Anticipating a flank around his scouts, though, doing all right against the Pioneers, cutting apart more Grenadiers for Barbarossa and Deutschland. Likely here, seeing a chance of a wipe there, unless it gets very lucky. Yup, got the wipe. Might get the scout to return, which definitely would help. Yes, did get it. Now the third catch around, then the Grenadiers going here. Of course, need to be careful not to get into the arc of 5 to 30 cal. This Grenadiers get suppressed, Pioneers avoiding to get wiped. Cut-off bomb being struck. West side, here we got scouts on the field point there. Pioneers not paying attention.
They've cut us off.
There you go, down after that 30 cal. Getting Bobby there, other 30 cal. They're keeping the cut-off point at least somewhat under most democratic control. 30 cal there, just unable to really shake off the Grenadiers. Too close. And there you go, that's withdrawal there. Patient play, the Barbarossa paying off. Thumbs up. Pioneers are about to get perforated permanently. An infantry officer quarters here for Barbarossa, with just 2 Pioneers and 3 Grenadiers.
HMG team deploying.
Not entirely sure if that's what go for. There go third. 30 cal there out for DevM. And down machine team, another 30 cal, 30 cal down to 1 man. Down. Bad luck there for DevM, great here for Barbarossa. Officer's going to make a run there with the machine gun. Thumbs up to that. Officer's quarters right around the corner.
Infantry support upgrades are en route.
And now he's got possibly DevM at least somewhat pinned him within his own base with 30 cal down the cutoff point.
Territory is being contested.
So that's pretty good there for Barbarossa. Thumbs up, saw the opportunity and took it.
Pathfinders are now available to scout the front line.
There we go, it ends up with being airborne here, and we actually do get Pathfinders plus the officer out there for Barbarossa. Though no actual German officers in the game, despite German officers being fairly hands-on and also suffering fairly high casualty, to the point by the end of the war, you'd actually have companies being led by lieutenants and battalions by captains in some cases because they're just running out of officers. Fun fact there. Hundreds of the Pathfinders in the west side. Got airborne infantry bound for DevM as the USF Airborne takes over for the 1st Infantry.
Infantry support center.
Seeing what's going on in the Barbarossa getting withdrawal. See, it's a Coastal Defense versus Airborne. Interesting combo there. More Grenadiers at Barbarossa.
point is being
Worth noting
attacked.
he is yet to take up. We want to consider that, but at the same time, the field control is not happening anytime soon. This DevM has been quite good at denying Barbarossa some of his precious fuel resources.
Into cover!
After they catching the Pathfinder, sending him scurrying away. We got the captain moving in. Good old freedom-loving captain. Italian officer calling in the artillery there.
Commander, we've lost a sector.
Vertical's putting some pressure on there.
They pushed us off a sector.
Push right here. Still maintains momentum here. But we got Vertical arriving just in time, possibly here for Barbarossa in the area around here. Grenades off, being exchanged for the paratroopers have the advantage with the Mark II frag grenade. Troops setting out again, east side there, points still being captured, 30 coming forwards. 195 versus 500 so far. Barbarossa has a minuscule victory point lead here, microscopic for all intents and purposes. The cow there routed.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
Yeah, do some healing there. Getting no medical station upgrade.
Small arms!
Victory point now under
And
enemy
a half take
control.
there for DevM. Democracy and liberty. Straight for the cutter point again. Barbarossa seizing the opportunity with both hands, going straight for the jugular there on DevM's resources. Grenades off to the leading the men, inspiring them to shoot slightly better.
What's the mission?
I don't know what he's saying, Jürgen, but for some reason I'm suddenly aiming better. I don't know how. I don't even know how to speak Italian.
Give the order, sir.
M3 half track almost done there for DevM.
M3 half track moving to the line.
Paratroopers standing by.
Medical station for DevM. Barbarossa still not taking up. Got a bit of a manpower float there going on. Again, straight for the cutoff point. Consistent play there from DevM on the resources. Half of the
Commander,
rescue here.
it's done.
And an anti-tank half-track DevM, of course, looking ahead. Not just in with the infantry ahead of him, but clearly focusing on what will come next here, likely out of Barbarossa. But again, Barbarossa has yet to take out whatsoever. Anti-tank half-track hit with a mighty Panther Faust.
Leave in.
Heads are being pushed back. West side here, Pathfinder against the Grenadiers. 424 versus 500. Barbarossa building up more victory point. We've got a bunker on the way for him. Thumbs up. And it's a bunker on the cutoff point of all places here around here. That is a very interesting choice there out of Barbarossa. Though, I'm not entirely sure I can fully commend it, because, I mean, DevM always got like one anti-tank half-track out. And there's also the potential of the paratroopers I'm flying around, I think, laying down a satellite charge. Demo charge,
You
so
have command points ready to spend.
I'm not 100% sure this is going to work out as well as Barbarossa would like it, but at the same time, you know, gotta give them credit for actually doing something most players would not bother with, so thumbs up. Again, do have to point out there's definitely some questionable elements of this move here tactically.
Pathfinders, KIA.
Another Pathfinder squad there finds a path straight to hell. And yeah, you see the machine bunker not in fully upgraded or being counted here, but the interesting half track. Might as well just cancel the machine upgrade, save the munitions here. Yup. Does thumbs up. And bunker there considered started, then immediately ruined. Another Grenadier squad for Barbarossa. No technologies, bunkers. Makes you wonder what the plan is. I'm guessing he's just intending to go straight for the Panzer Company here.
Sector lost. No contact.
No, of course, still need to like build the Luftwaffe Company and the Panzer Company bunker again. He halted and ruined. Yeah.
AT gun paradrops are available in our sector.
Entertaining an airdrop there. Got Panzer gun coming from Barbarossa. Thumbs up. Overwatch on the artillery. Overwatch artillery there for the points. Honeys needs to be caught by 30 cal there. Even if DevM is a bit short on pathfinders, and paratrooper still has plenty of 30 cal to give the opponents a significant advantage.
The sector's been overrun. It's theirs now.
Point secure! What's the op?
Captain, they're hitting a mine. Looks to have been the captain himself, in fact, did hit the mine. Maybe not now. One of his guys
Crowds want to dance. Show them how.
of the command team there. I don't know why they call it a regiment. It just really feels like they just don't know what to call it when they feel like, you know, it used to be like a company command team. Oh well. That's just me being nitpicky, I guess. Being 83, 173. Barbarossa, we've got leader with DevM. God. Other guards, not so nice of a time. We'll have to see what comes out of that Panzer Grenadier Company. I mean, could go for Panzer Grenadiers. That seems more likely. More paratroopers for DevM. More systems from the 82nd Airborne. Which is the only airborne division to fight in the Mediterranean, though they did have some other paratrooper regiments. I think part of Decent actually did also fight there, so little fun side note there.
The enemy is stealing our munitions point.
The map control for Barbarossa is once more going pretty pear-shaped here in the face of DevM's aggressive airborne tactics and strategy. Also finally upgrading one of his paratroopers, the new one that is, with the double Brownings.
Point is under attack.
Big push here out of Barbarossa. Who's airborne being assailed from all sides here. Like 40 almost done there for Barbarossa and Deutschland. The paratroopers just get out of there. They skedaddle in the face of a German infantry onslaught.
We must take it back.
Vertical, they're holding a center advance here.
Hit the third! German arty!
Then got the opposite of the artillery.
Taking heavy fire.
Not that it appears to be hitting anything.
Infantry, get to cover.
With a lot of skirmishing here and there. Well, Barbarossa should, in theory, be able to go for the Panzer Company soon, if that is indeed what he's aiming for. But it is, of course, a bit of a question if he's actually aiming for it, that is what he's truly planning. Bunker again being attempted.
Territory lost.
Incoming! Find cover! Smell out!
This time around the cutoff point. Could be medic bunker, could be machine gun bunker, though there's definitely a bit too much blind spots here around the center of the machine gun's arc here, potential arc, that I think makes a machine gun bunker slightly more awkward to utilize there for Barbarossa.
Enemy infantry!
Bunker done. Grenadier there under Belvedere Heinz. Meissner there continuing in there. Machine gun bunker there for Barbarossa after all.
Enemy movement near a victory point.
And the anti half taking eastwards.
An entire gun crew has been killed.
We're done here!
Gun crew down, that is the 30 cal crew ending up in the hands of the German army, meaning Barbarossa has 2 machine guns over DevM's 1. Though all 3 of them are all American. Come on, Jochen, hold set machine and give it back to base. Pathfinder's on the run. DevM just letting resources group playing the tank there by himself, or maybe there's some other element he's scheming for. Getting an interesting airdrop. It is another paratroop airdrop, actually. A 3rd squad of airborne. Thumbs up.
Paratroops are inbound.
As for Barbarossa, not much else happening in the base.
Shithole now.
There you go. 3rd paratrooper squad, more M1 carbines in the field here.
Infantry reporting in.
Are you hitting anything? Order complete.
Inside their large engagement breaking out and then breaking up. Breaking down as DevM just quickly realizes he's absolutely outgunned. As withdraw west side, though. We could see the officer finally go down here.
The men report an enemy officer is down.
Yep.
Kill confirmed.
Officer assassinated here by DevM with a good amount of efficiency.
Hey, Depot, get those foundations laid. Taking crossfire.
Straight ahead here.
Taking hits.
1685. And there you go, tank depot for DevM. Barbarossa, meanwhile, no sign for the tech. Fresh officer to replace the one lost, and of course not told what happened to the previous one. There's the Grenadiers here, 30 cal in deep trouble, and the aggro squad takes a massive hit and gets wiped at that. Right in the payment below there to Barbarossa.
They have taken our victory point.
Be careful he doesn't overcommit around the cutoff point. To be on the south side, German forces moving in here, hitting the more exposed southern end of DevM's forces. Barbarossa with another bunker
We've lost
attempt.
the sector.
He's definitely determined to get as many bunkers down as possible. I think at this point he does want to start taking out the game pushing for tanks here versus DevM, because DevM is definitely going to be pushing for tanks against Barbarossa. Mean 1685. Then uses the captain in the east. Lonely battle for the captain. A little bit more lonely with the grenade off.
We need to use our command points.
Carrots with in deep trouble. Coming to withdraw there. As for Barbarossa, still no Panzer Company. For DevM, don't be off upon calling says Sherman. Could also decide he wants to call it a Hellcat. He was particularly concerned about enemy armored vehicles. So, we'll have to see which of the options he ends up being picked.
By the enemy.
He's sat there, Pathfinder taking up to support, pushing eastwards, bunker in deep trouble. Do get some artillery overwatch out of it. In the center, other machine gun bunker occupying there. DevM's main push here. 308 versus 285. The grenade off. Triple cap here from Barbarossa on DevM. A few moments.
We have 300 points.
300 points versus 385. More machine gun bunkers. Upgrades there for Barbarossa. But still no Panzer Company. Many things to think down as Panzer Company actually went for a Grenadier squad and then lost another one. May want to work a bit on the unit preservation here versus
Territory's falling into enemy hands.
DevM.
Oh, fuck! We're losing numbers.
Yeah, the gap is continuing to grow steady. 274 to 385 there. Barbarossa establishing some amount of dominance on his opponent.
We're losing a fuel point.
Big paratrooper fight here. Now each stuff, he's not upgrading any of the other two. He's only got one squad upgraded. Not adding more light machine guns, for example. In theory, the bazookas, though. Those are the bazookas against ones coming up against. Keeping them unupgraded does make more sense.
Territory point is no longer under
Almost like the Grenadiers pushing eastwards. German forces they're fighting the right flank once more under significant threat and pressure. Even as Barbarossa's making some steady headway in the west. There goes Sherman for DevM. Thumbs up. 566. And there you go, almost at the bunker with the central charge. And obviously can you hear me with the Pep 40 turns the favourite to the entering half deck. Almost got the officer though. Can he finish it off here? No! Good bit of luck there for DevM. Chief bank trouble there entering half deck, turn 13 with 385. Clock continues to tick there. DevM 9 command points floating about.
We're down to 200 points.
He's down to less than 200 points. I I'm going to go for the cover bombing run, go for the rocket run, I think, at this point. I think both could serve DevM a bit. Well, so the party is showing no inclination towards him whatsoever. So upgrading those machine gun teams there, go grenadiers for pushing onwards. Sherman the move. Nice on tanks to the Barbarossa, could go for a Panther 4 though. A Panther Kampf, bargain fear. Strike fear into the hearts of things. No, we got a pack 40 more here for Barbarossa.
We have supplies ready to be turned. No sweat.
I'm not sure if this is the best move. It's not like DevM has a lot of light vehicles armor right now. It's not going to fair amount of infantry, so I'd certainly say there's more merit here to going for the Tango 4 rather than upgrading that pack from my perspective. 150, 1485. Pack almost done. And there we go, rocket run here from DevM, causing chaos and confusion. Tactical discombobulation. German Italian forces there, going up a little push here, right into the Sherman though.
One of our munitions points being neutralized.
West side here, feel like could see a bit more action retreat from Barbarossa. Early Cal in a fair amount of trouble there. Almost at the near spot. Just enough tension out of the DevM to avoid such a loss.
Shots on the flank!
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
Bit of quiet here. Bit quiet. And there you go.
Orders incoming. Victory point is forward.
More airdrops. This time I think supply drops on DevM.
Bingo fuel in. Heading back to base. A victory point is
Poking
under
out here in
attack.
the east.
We must act.
I think it was the designator you were watching utilized there, yeah.
High altitude recon, ready for mission.
Officer, Granny's moving in. 25 left military after trying to disrupt the German assault of Barbarossa.
Captain and his retinue
Is
have
not
been
stopped,
reported
and
killed.
another captain gets a posthumous promotion.
The enemy is stealing our munitions point.
Get to cover!
Safe to say, officers are not having a great time under DevM's command. 152 to 23.
They're looking for targets in the open!
The pack's like Lucy on the enemy anti-tank gun, but not before DevM grabs it and runs off with it. Thumbs up.
B-47 restocked and ready.
In the center, 30 caliber 72. Like I said, the machine gun bunker to be specific.
It's done! Orders complete! Incoming!
Parachute was crossing the street to close the gap with the bunker, and we may see some cell charges there. Yup, there we go. Thumbs up. There we go. Bunker down. Nice work there by DevM and his paratroopers. 144 of 323 here, though the gap between the two players remains rather significantly in the favour of the German player for the time being here, Mr. Barbarossa.
Seize it!
30 caliber on a bad spot. We got a Sherman tank in forwards. M4A1 there, ready for DevM.
Enemy riflemen!
Got the word from Battalion Command.
And another Sherman for DevM, 2 thumbs up.
Oh, fuck me! They're taking pot shots at us!
Plenty of engineers backed up here for the Sherman tank.
Supply.
There you go,
Connect
packs.
with it.
Easily was acquiring targets on the Sherman, as it was a pretty large tank for medium. So it was a very high profile. It was easy to spot and harder to hide. It might also give him some issues
Down to
with
300 points, Commander.
I think its center of gravity, meaning in some cases, like, you know, lost in the wrong position, it might actually risk tipping over. At least that was something I think the Soviets at least were concerned about. So, little fun fact there. Another bunker for Barbarossa.
Finished and ready.
Still has a good victory upon lead, but Barbarossa's victory upon control continues, I think, show several issues here versus his opponent. Whereas DevM might have had a slightly rougher start, but he's definitely starting to, like, you know, get his footing and turn the table against his opponent. So, thumbs up there.
Resources cut off. We have territory isolated.
And a Sherman knocked out by the aiming Pet 40s here. Barbarossa Bow is still not taking up. Makes you wonder if he actually ever wants to it. But we'll have to see. 144 to 276. Prepared to pursuit of the Pack 40. 2 squads of Red Brownings and just 1 squad to be more Brownings and maybe some bazookas. Again, the way Barbarossa's playing, there's not exactly a lot of need for bazookas. He's flying primarily just in grenadiers above by the 30 pounds. I do think something a bit more advanced infantry-wise might turn well. At the very least, some Starstorm by taking up there. Half of the Western Trouble, the double grenadier squads here. We got 144 to 169. Victory point continue to beat out Eva Barbarossa. Needs to get out. Oh. Not all the time, but there you go. Another bunker getting knocked out. Sherman diving in, hiding, catching Barbarossa's exposed flank here. Thumbs up to DevM. Saw an opportunity to target and exploiting it. Good play there, good play. Got a pack crew, got an MD42. I also do think Barbarossa needs to position some of his bunkers a bit more mindfully. I do think some of them are basically too easily exposed here, and that's crushed by DevM. I do think there needs to be a slight shift in overall plans there. How to use them.
Time to dust off. We're needed.
There we go. More airdrops, more paratroops here. Devon put it to total of 4 paratroop squads. Thumbs up. And Barbarossa at 27 into the game finally goes with the Panzer Company. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
Let them know we got it. Spread the men out.
Got the pairs there moving in with their carbines and the Browning light machine guns.
Field, Commander.
Alarms! They're closing in.
Right from the east side. German control the packs and the grenadiers, Panzer. Unfortunately, there has some distance between it and the packs, so you can't easily like just finish it off unless Mr. Devon starts to throw away his Sherman.
We've got paratroopers waiting in the wings,
Which
Commander.
could happen. But as a rule of thumb, not something you should be anticipating on your opponent, especially with a high level. $120-135 here. Eastside Grenadiers are busy.
Sector lost.
But the Panzer Company is ready. Could soon go for Panda Force. Several of them. Devon could also go for another Sherman here. Or you can go for the Hound and 5mm Sherman. You can go for the Hellcat. He does go for the Hellcat. Clearly anticipating something a bit more armored here. His opponent. He goes for Tank Destroyer. 128 versus 205. The clock's now ticking. Barbarossa very aggressive. Choke heavy from them. Could quickly light things up there under Barbarossa's feet. East side, they're trying to push forward. He's being met with Sherman and plenty of paratroopers. West side, center. Paratroopers putting up a bit of fierce defense, but are overcome here by sheer dip of numbers out of Barbarossa. Throwing his men recklessly seem to recapture the cutoff point. And these grenadiers are very close to being wiped out here. Bit of determination and luck here for DevM. Could see it happen and done. Meanwhile, Hellcat has arrived. Still on takes out of Barbarossa.
We must take it back.
That HMG's hungry, boys.
Grenadiers officer moving in.
Grasshopper recon on
Bit of
station.
air comms there. Thumbs up to DevM. Always nice to see that. 147.99, like massive casualties so far in this match, though with a notable advantage there for DevM, almost like 1/3 there, 33%. I suppose that's more 50% actually. Either way, quite the disparity there. Definitely a problem for Barbarossa, particularly been denied more and more resources. He needs armour out here, I think, versus DevM. He needs armour fast. Of course, the Hellcats are bad. He will need to support it to ensure he does not just get his pants all wrecked. And there you go, finding Panther 4 here for Barbarossa. Thumbs up. West side paratroops on the run. And here we got the Sherman Hellcat striking at Barbarossa's base. Completely missed it to get him carried the second died, so trying to keep track of everything. Taking a steady focus. I think he's just waiting for the Panther 4 to come out and then destroy it almost. Fallen captain, if you will. There you go, Pax rescue. Panther 4, they will have a rough start here as hits going to be right in front of the Hellcat. And with the Sherman right about as well. Them going to tanks on the base as well here. Further complicating matters here for Barbarossa. And the anti does plenty of damage. Sherman down. But not exactly a great trade there, I think, for Barbarossa. Panther 4 Sherman, because he's like already behind on map control there. He might actually lose the Panzer Company, which is definitely going to be a massive blow to Barbarossa, meaning he can't replace his tanks easily.
Hellcat has been wrecked. Grasshopper high altitude recon.
Hellcat down, no, his Panzer Company narrowly survived. Close call there, though, for Barbarossa.
That's a hard target.
And there you go, rocket straight there out of DevM. Imagine if the Wehrmacht had any way of recovering, you know, vehicles. See, he could definitely generate a lot of value.
Contact! German infantry!
Of course, the German army did operate a variety of recovery tanks. Some based off the Panther 3, some based off the Jagd Panther, some on the Hetzer. Fun fact there. 110 versus 86. Another Sherman for DevM. He believes in the power of the Sherman. Pathfinder's in deep, deep trouble at east side. Paratrooping up. They're big push by them. 4 paratroop groups. All the Brownings. A walking wall of ballistic, well, death. Vertical there, getting grenaded and wiped. Decimated here as DevM and the 82nd Airborne pushes forward. See, less than 100 points left here for Barbarossa and DevM. Grenadiers deep trouble. We got 159, 109. Panther 4 there on the way for Barbarossa down the Panzerkampfwagen paratrooper. They got 2 squads at ace level with Mark II frag grenades off the calling artillery here. Hectic battle here. And hard to work. They're preparing the Panzer Company before the Americans come knocking again. The assault from DevM continues, relying on the momentum gained from the paratroopers. Just push as far as possible ahead. Thumbs up, that's DevM. An excellent skill to have, but I feel like some players just never seem to develop it, even care for it. Panther needs to the Sherman's the Panther. He's needs to Panther is ready. Obviously that lives a bit longer. 89 is 86. Almost got a triple cap here against Barbarossa once more. West though, MG there dealing with the engineers. Got penetrating for that flank. Sherman hunt in the east here as Barbarossa goes in. West side engineers cut down. Got the parachute, but they are caught in the arc of fire. Flank was too shallow. So unless Barbarossa isn't paying attention to the round. Looks like he's paying attention to the parachute and still win this because they got the arc of fire. And Barbarossa's so focused elsewhere, he's not aware. Big win there for them. Two of the way British is going here. Not only does he get that final third victory point, but he also gets a machine gun to help hold it with. This is big. I mean, at this point, Barbarossa's handing back the machine guns he got for the Americans. 89 versus 66. And situation if the German army is getting aggressively precarious.
We must act.
117 out of 15.
Already shit against finished.
Got that rocket run again, not doing too much damage here to Barbarossa's forces. 56 bonds left, 54. Parrots there leading a brutal counterattack here.
They only have 50 points left.
Panning through German infantry and anti-tank and crews here. Contemptuous ease. 44 here versus 89. Barbarossa is barely holding on here versus DevM. Very barely holding on. 89 versus 39. Not better than that hand before. 37, 36. Got those light machine parrots are ripping through Barbarossa's grenadiers. 81 and 85, some 27. The gap is anything at this point, actually growing here in favor of DevM. Got the pencil racing forwards, east side, packs and grenadiers moving in. Great shooting there. Almost got the Panther 4 there, almost got it. Anti-tank crew cleared out. But even then, Barbarossa has to give up, but he's also making a push to the eastern point with another low health grenadier squad. Feels like Barbarossa is just in crisis management mode, and he's, well, almost practically just creating more crises rather than fixing him. 15, 14. Larger force pushing eastwards, Pax won a bad spot. And there you go.
Battle is ours. Stand down.
Barbarossa concedes a victory for freedom and democracy, a brutal back and forth of battle. I do think Barbarossa had something going here, but I think he needs to either like rush for the Panzer Corps, needs to start something faster, or maybe, well, I don't think Panzer Grenadiers really would have helped, I guess. But it would have been something, I suppose. We definitely needed something there, like, you know, help push against the opponent a bit more effective. I think that's kind of what like hurt Barbarossa. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. This is Imperial Legion. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye, everyone.